Hey everyone, how's it going? Elliot here. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at 4 rather stupid Game Boy accessories. I'm very excited. Let's get into it. So on the table, we have a Game Boy Advance roll cage. We have a mini woofer. And as well as that, we have the Mad Catz flip light, which I've got to be honest, looks pretty sick. I'm quite excited to see what this one does. And then we have this patriotic faceplate thing with a joystick that I showed off in another video, and everybody wanted to know about it. So we're going to look at that as well. So let's start off with quite possibly the most boring and dumb one of them all. This is the Mad Catz roll cage for the Game Boy Advance. So it says that there is rugged protection for the Game Boy Advance. On the back, protect your Game Boy Advance, alloy metal roll bars, and a rugged design. I mean, this is just so weak as an accessory, you know? Like, realistically, who needed this? This is the Mad Catz roll cage. And look, this is made out of bloody rubber. Hang on, this has got to be a joke. Right, how do we even... Goes on there like that, and then you've got 2 little sort of things sticking out to go into the accessory portholes. Okay, they go in there like that, and then you just lock it into place, and that hasn't really worked. Okay, so you still have access to your game cartridges, so you can take that out. It doesn't affect anywhere, you know, that your fingers go on the actual Game Boy itself. Maybe a little bit on the back. I mean, I don't know about you, but that is the dumbest thing. Why does anybody need that? Excuse the pajamas, but that makes it harder to take with you because rubber sticks to clothes. You know, you get those silicone phone cases that are really impossible to get in and out of your pocket. I mean, okay, maybe if you're quite clumsy or if it's for a kid and they're really prone to dropping it, it is going to give you some protection against the screen. But besides that, you know, the sides are all open and exposed, the back is as well. And if you drop it from a height on anywhere other than, you know, directly down on the front or the back, you're going to inflict a large amount of damage to your Game Boy. So I can see why I've never heard of that prior to finding it on eBay a couple of weeks ago. I'm actually really excited for this next one. This is the Mad Catz flip light. So I thought we'll get something cool so that Mad Catz can redeem themselves slightly. So let's take a quick look at what it says. So there's a pass-through for multiplayer action. So obviously this is going to use the port on the top here, so there's also going to be some sort of pass-through so you can continue to use that for what it was intended. It turns on when flipped up. Now that sounds sick. So it is obviously called the flip light, and it's got a patented spring-loaded arm. On the back it says, the Mad Catz flip light sheds some light on the situation. The flip light illuminates your Game Boy Advance screen for your late night gaming sessions. The low profile design keeps it out of the way when not in use, and the pass-through port ensures you won't miss any multiplayer action. Oh man, gotta be honest, I am excited for this one. So we haven't got a great track record with looking at Game Boy light accessories on this channel, so hopefully this one is gonna be sick. Okay, so immediately, it's very light. And very light, get it? Oh dear. And also slightly concerningly, the wires are exposed on the inside. So let's just see, how does this all clip down? Okay. Oh man, I like it. Okay, I like it. Right, let's plug it in. Now obviously this Game Boy has a backlit screen, so this isn't going to be terrific, but let's see what happens. Oh, it doesn't work. No. Oh, wait. Oh, it's got to be on. Of course it's got to be on. Oh, yes. Okay, it does actually work, but it's really, really dim. Okay, I think what we're going to need to do is get a Game Boy Advance that hasn't had a backlight on it and turn all these lights off and see what happens. Okay, so we're getting ready for those late night gaming sessions. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to spring that up there. Okay, so we're turning off the main light. Here we go. Oh dear. You can see it's not too bad. I mean, it's definitely not excellent. And also you're getting a lot of sort of glare all over the screen. You get a really, really bright glare. Can you see that? That's basically what I'm seeing. It's just that big glare, and it's really hard to sort of get an angle where you don't have that on it. But you can see it's a pretty, well, it's not actually lighting up my face at all, but it's a pretty bright light. You can see a little bit of the screen, but it's really not terrific. Okay, final thoughts on the flip light. If you have nothing else and you want to play your Game Boy Advance in the dark, this thing does allow you to play it in the dark. It's not clear, you know, you're only really getting an illuminated part of the screen here. Everything else is really quite faint. That is very cool. I do really like that flipping out little action thing, and it's very low profile. It still obviously has all the access to everything on the Game Boy itself, and it allows you to play the Game Boy Advance in the dark, just not very well. If you want to play Game Boy Advance today, I recommend modding it with an IPS screen. I'll leave the link to this video in the card. But not bad. I'm actually kind of impressed, you know? Mad Catz flip light, rather cool. See if you can find one on eBay. Good luck trying to find one. And leave a comment what your thoughts are on the flip light. So the next accessory we're going to take a look at is this thing. So this is actually made by Facemask, and it was made in China. So basically, this is a sort of a pass-through thing which gives you elongated buttons and a joystick, and it's also a faceplate. So if you're sick of what your Game Boy looks like, you can shove this on the top and give it an American flag. Obviously, there's loads more. There wasn't just an American flag. And there was also a lot that didn't have the sort of button pass-throughs, so they just exposed the buttons underneath. And it's a very cool way to change the look of your console. Obviously, this one, I mean, a lot of American people probably would dig this. It's only got 9 stars on there, which is obviously not an accurate reflection of the amount of states in America, but it's kind of cool. It looks kind of janky, actually. The stars are like not aligned at all, so I feel like it would have been better just having red and white stripes. But let's turn the Game Boy on, and we'll play a little bit of Super Mario with incredibly spongy buttons and this weird joystick thing. Also, it cuts off a bit of the screen, but that's nothing to do with the faceplate. That's because the IPS screen's bigger. The biggest problem I'm having is it's not actually gripping properly, which means that the joystick has loads of slack in it before it's even hitting the buttons. So that's going to make things quite difficult. I feel like I'm having to sort of clamp the faceplate down. But once you do that, maybe that's just because it's old. Here we go. Oh, dear Lord. There's so much, like, travel on everything. On the buttons, on the joysticks. It's like there's an input lag. Although it's actually working, you know. I'm doing pretty well. And I'm looking through the viewfinder. Oopsie. I died. Look, that's not too bad, okay? So basically the way it works is you've just got these sort of little plastic knobbly bits that are sticking out, and obviously these ones are pretty self-explanatory, but let's not even talk about it anymore. It's a thing that exists, and I wouldn't recommend it. Now, for the finale, the Mini Woofer. Now, this I am very excited for. So this was made by Gamester, which have made quite a lot of accessories in the past. So it's called the NXT Mini Woofer for Game Boy Advance. Mini speaker for extreme sound. And we've also got Radica on the bottom as well. So this looks like it was actually a UK thing. And this one I believe is brand new. Slimline design, up to 8 hours, folds flat feature, console style grips for added comfort. So that's everything in the box. We've got a manual. We're not going to read it because I'm sure it's not actually that helpful, because this seems like it's going to be quite self-explanatory. So this one's... Oh, it's still got both the screws. Okay, that's good. So it requires 2 AA batteries. So obviously you're now doubling the amount of batteries that your Game Boy requires. But This thing, it will last up to 8 hours straight, so I feel like that's quite impressive. The batteries are quite hard to get in there. Maybe that's because they're rechargeable. I think they might be a little bit bigger. We're not going to bother screwing that back down again. We'll just leave them exposed. So, that's a disappointment. It's broken. I could probably use a bit of super glue on that actually and just close that back up. So here it is. It weighs quite a lot with the batteries in. There's cool sort of like clicking in the speaker part so that you can choose the angle that you would like your woofer to be. So you take your Game Boy, presumably, and you plug it in like that. Oh, that's not looking good. Definitely needs to be super glued. And then we plug this into the external jack. And then there's quite a loud hum. Hang on a minute. Oh dear. That's not good. Okay. I'm going to be honest though. The comfort of these grips is rather impressive. And look, we've even got a roll cage built in. Look at that. And you've got a bit more drop protection on the back as well. Look, this is amazing. If only this would fit in here. Oh, that is super loud, that. That is actually surprisingly clean audio. I'm going to turn it down just a tad. I've got to be honest, this is insane. The grips on this are excellent. Just spat on the screen. This is very impressive. Oh, weirdly, the sound sort of seems to be like... It's actually a subwoofer. Like, that is full on vibrating. That is vibrating. Can you hear that vibrating? That is sweet. This is actually exactly what it says on the tin. Oh man. Who needs a Pro Amp mod? This is so sick. Oh, I absolutely love this. I mean, it is very, very loud. I don't know why you'd need it to be that loud. Look, I'm well impressed with that. That is absolutely excellent. My word. I mean, I don't think it's... It might actually... I don't really know what a subwoofer is by definition, but whatever it is, it's doing something which involves a lot of vibrations using this box thing. It seems like there's a massive speaker driver thing behind this, and it's vibrating, you know, very effectively. So I think that's really, really impressive. So there we go. That wraps up this video. We've had a look at 4 accessories, 2 of which were absolutely awful, 1 of which was really cool, but didn't really work very well. I feel like it's just a gimmicky thing, but if you had no light at all, it is going to allow you to do more than you could have done with no light at all. And then, yeah, this is sick. I like this. This is definitely... Ow! Bloody hell. I think I got a... Ah!